lugupeetud rektor ja ülikooli
juhtkond, Rector and University Management Board and Senate members, honorary guests and academic family, alumni, students, and all faculty guests. Welcome to 107th anniversary academic celebration of Tallinn University of Technology.
palume lipud sisse tuua.
Please bring in the flags. We'd now like to ask the Rector, Professor Tiit Land, to the stage to open the festive ceremony. Dear university family, Rector Emeritors, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to stand before you here today at the anniversary of the university where science, technology, and education are not just words, but living, everyday activities that shape our future. For decades, the University of Technology has been the center of engineering thought, scientific development, and innovation in Estonia. But today, I only do not want to speak about research as such, but what research and science means for all of us, for our lives, security, and human dignity. Smart digital solutions, better balance in nature, and intelligent energy system make life easier, faster, and safer. However, in order for the research to actually make a difference and have a clear impact, a direction is needed. That is why we have set priorities and selected areas where our competence, international potential, and above all, the needs of society converge most clearly. Equally, important role is played by science in terms of the sustainability and freedom of our society, especially in today's world where geopolitical uncertainty is a new reality. We must consider how we can use science to strengthen our country's independence and security. This is where the growing scientific contribution of Tallinn University of Technology, including in the field of defense, comes into play. Technical sciences have a significant impact on the defense capabilities of a small country, enabling the development of smart and cost-effective and technologically successful solutions that compensate for limited resources. Precision science and innovation can be used to strengthen intelligence, communications, drone, and cyber capabilities, which are the key to strengthening our deterrent capabilities. We have set ourselves the aim of developing science that not only creates knowledge, but also helps truly to protect what is dear to us with words, thoughts, and actions. The strength of the Tallinn University of Technology lies in our broad knowledge base and fields of study that can be integrated into a strong whole. We can tackle problems systematically, create new solutions that are smart and effective in terms of energy consumption, circular economy, and many other areas. And it is no less important that we can speak loudly and clearly about our results and the insights they have given us. People need real and proven knowledge and science. It is nice to note that the Estonian language is clearly on the rise in doctoral studies. While last year half of those enrolled in doctoral studies were Estonians, this year the percentage was 74. There are several reasons for this. Supervisors themselves are more active when searching for talent. The university's reputation is, according to research, on the rise, and we have also successfully implemented marketing strategies. I very much hope that the current trend will continue. Also, interest in cooperation with university is growing. Our knowledge, developments, and ideas are eagerly awaited. So let's seize this opportunity and together create a knowledge-based security where technology and science are not only a support, but at the forefront, maintaining peace, protecting freedom, and securing future. Ladies and gentlemen, based on all this, at the heart of all this, knowledge, technology, centers of excellence, and cooperation is the human being. And this is where our mindset and attitude play a very decisive role. How do we think and act and relate to our work? Fortunately, the strength of our university lies not only in knowledge, but also in the will to contribute and to cooperate. I'm referring to the entire university, including those students who enrolled at the university but first went to serve the country in the defense forces. As many as 15% of enrolled first year students joined the forces this year before starting their studies. Some of them may not return to us, but instead find a new idea, perhaps even a military career or a new calling. But others will return with clearer goals and firmer views, and I'm sure that they will become very demanding students, demanding of themselves, their lecturers, the university, but also the state. I would like to call and encourage students to participate in the reserve training of the Estonian Defence Forces and ask lecturers to be understanding and supporting when they attend the sessions during a semester. Ladies and gentlemen, At today's birthday celebration, we are proud to have many people who ask not only what we do and how we do it, but above all, why we do it. People who see the bigger picture but are not afraid of the details. People who understand that our real client is not just a research grant, funding program, or a business partner. Our real client is the Estonian state, Estonian people. I would like to emphasize the concept of openness here, openness to the wishes of students, but also to the needs of partners. The doors of the university could be open in a spiritual sense as they are in physical sense, and especially on our birthday. Yes, we don't offer birthday cake every day, but we offer the assurance that we can succeed at the society and that wisdom and energy gathered at university is one of its important foundations. Ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate the anniversary, but also we celebrate not only a number of years. We are celebrating the journey, the understanding that education is not measured by numbers or titles, but by the ability to understand the world and people in depth. True education is the ability to question, listen, and learn. We have come a long way, had many names, operated in different times and under different circumstances, but our essence has remained the same. We are still here, we are active and ambitious. And most importantly, we are hopeful because we have knowledge, people, and the goal and direction. Let this day be a reminder to all of us where we come from and even more so where we want to go together. Congratulations, Tallinn University of Technology. I urge you to join in the Green Hymn Month, which were not born out of someone's order or guiding hand, but from a voluntary initiative that came from the hearts. Every sustainable and meaningful action you take on counts. Good luck and success, Mente et Non. Thank you to the Rector, to the Professor Tiit Lamp. Let's now invite Professor Rain Ott to the stage for the anniversary lecture. Honorable Rector, dear colleagues, students, and guests. I am delighted that once again we are able to celebrate our university's anniversary together. In this era of rapid and fundamental change, such traditions are particularly important as they help us remember where we come from and where we are heading to. The same way that Rector just stated, what is truly important and what is transient, what is our role in the society, both at the university and on the personal level of each and every one of us. The last few years have not been very easy. Perhaps you still remember the days when the world shut down to home offices and overnight we needed to rethink our entire teaching overnight. We had barely finished doing so when Russia escalated its 8 years of hostilities into a full-scale war against Ukraine. That war continues to this day, and its shadow reaches us every day. In addition, there is a global reshuffling of positions which forces us to constantly reassess our security environment and resources which are needed to cope with it. Humanity has become polarized, and we sometimes tend to define ourselves as opponents of all kinds of things, rather than supporters of a particular way of thinking. This is all very exhausting, demoralizing, as well as even infuriating. But let us all take a moment to breathe in and out. Because when you think about it, Estonia is actually a very good place to live in. Yes, let's be honest, our national support is complaining about the weather, plus 6 degrees Celsius and rain. Well, this is an average weather forecast in all the months. But at the same time, we do not have major earthquakes, tsunamis, tornadoes, sharks, or crocodiles. Instead, we have a relatively large amount of clean nature, fresh water, and air. We have our own country, which is small but capable. We are among the world's leaders in terms of several important freedoms. Our level of corruption is low by global standards. We have also many friends and allies. To be honest, we only have two significant problems here: mosquitoes and a violent, antisocial neighbor. Let's leave the mosquitoes for another time. But we do need to talk a little bit about our neighbor because he does not seem to have any plans to move away or improve its behavior. Unfortunately, our neighbor has a long history of using force against both its own people and its neighbors. In recent history, we can recall the wars of conquest against Chechnya, Georgia, and Ukraine. But if we dig a little deeper into history, we can find plenty of more examples, and we have experienced this ourselves as well. Neighbor himself claims that he has never started a fight, but for some reason his neighbors often remember it differently. Therefore, the neighbor's word and signature are worthless today, at least in Russia and in its neighborhood. The Tartu Peace Treaty, which was concluded at the end of the Estonian War of Independence, was violated in 1924 by an armed coup d'etat attempt and later by the annexation of Estonia during World War II. In the war against Ukraine, Russia does not care the slightest about its obligations or international law, violating various agreements it has signed, from the UN Charter to the Budapest Memorandum. For a small country like Estonia, the preservation of our state in the war of independence was a decisive and historic victory, because for us it was an existential struggle. For our neighbor, it was a defeat, because they were unable to subjugate us to their will. And this is also why I believe that Russia has essentially already lost the war against Ukraine. Ukrainians see no common ground with the Russian world, and they know what they are fighting for and against what they are. In addition to its strategic defeat against Ukraine, our neighbor has managed to convince Finland and Sweden, which have long remained neutral, to join NATO and increase the defense spending of the entire alliance. As a result, Neighborhood Watch in our region has become significantly stronger. What conclusions can we draw from this story for our own security? First, we continue to have a problem with the violent neighbor. Yes, he is busy at the moment, but the situation could change quite quickly. Second, we must achieve a situation where our security does not depend on our neighbor's promises nor mood, on our and our allies' ability to deter or restrain the neighbor. It is worth remembering here that the cornerstones of Estonia's security are our independent defense capabilities and our allies. This approach brought us success in the War of Independence. We entered World War II as a neutral country, and the result was a half a century long occupation. We learned from this experience, and today we have been a member of the European Union and NATO for 21 years. We have been developing our national defense for over 30 years, and we will continue to do so to the best of our ability. But how is this all related to the university? I dare say that it is related in many different ways, both directly and indirectly. Let us remember that our defense forces are reserve forces, which means that if necessary, we must also take up arms to protect our families, homes, and way of life. That includes us, TalTech students, faculty, and alumni. We do not have a professional army. National defense is the job and concern of some anonymous others. No, we all know some reservist, conscripts, volunteer members of the Defense League, etc. There are many of them here in this hall as well. However, Does not mean that TalTech's task is to prepare to go to the front in combat. Military training is the task of defense forces and the defense league, and many of us do not need to serve at all. But university can support people who serve the country and defend us. For instance, during the spring training exercises, our faculty members receive a letter in their mailboxes calling for flexibility if a student is called to fulfill their duty during exam period. I hope that all the faculty members here have taken this call into account. TalTech researchers have contributed and continue to contribute to Estonia's security through research and development projects, collaborating with our national defense and internal security agencies, as well as applied research more broadly with Europe and NATO. In addition, we support local defense companies with applied research. And I believe that TalTech is almost irreplaceable, solving real problems, as Estonian government agencies or startups here do not usually go out into the wider world to find research partners. They need help to make a leap forward, and it is in our interest to help them. In recent years, investments in the defense sector have increased significantly as well, which means, among other things, better opportunities for universities. According to the Tallinn University of Technology Act, our goal is to contribute to the sustainable development of society and the growth of public welfare, and we shape students into responsible and proactive citizens. I believe that this is where the main role of our university in strengthening Estonia's security comes into play. Our task is to help build a society that we value and are therefore prepared to defend if need be. This means a society where people's constitutional rights are guaranteed and where they have the opportunity to be the architects of their own destiny. In order to increase the well-being of a population, we need as many enterprising, educated people as possible who can come up with new solutions to the problems we face. As we know, our university focuses on technology, a field that has brought about significant changes in society throughout history. The printing press, the steam engine, internal combustion engine, engines, computers, and internet. We cannot imagine life without all of these things. At the same time, we must be aware that many technologies have dual use. Steam locomotives made it possible to provide logistical support to large armies. The internal combustion engine was soon used in both military aircraft and armored vehicles. Electronic computers were first developed to break enemy codes. Would the world have been better off if these technologies had not been developed? Well, then we would have missed out on the unprecedented development of the standard of living that we have seen in recent centuries. Even today, scientists and engineers are working on a number of technologies, the impact of which we cannot yet fully assess, but which may bring about the next technological leap in the society. The development of robotics is currently most noticeable on the battlefield, but against its backdrop, there is a growing possibility that many of today's physical jobs will no longer require significant human labor in a few years' time. With advances in artificial intelligence, we also see a similar threat to many white-collar workers and perhaps even creative professionals. The human-computer interface, which has been stuck in the monitor and keyboard paradigm for half a century, is now making progress toward a direct connection between the computer and the AI brain, which in turn raises the issue of human technological empowerment. Bio, nano, and quantum technologies are also pushing new limits. If even one of these technologies achieves a significant breakthrough, it will be our task to help society cope with understanding these changes and applying them to increase the well-being of the entire population. Because if we don't do it, who else will? We must recognize our role in addressing well-known security concerns as well as mitigating new technological shocks. At the end of the day, we are all here in little Estonia, in the most cool country in the world, who needs our care and protection. We need smart and enterprising students. We need researchers and lecturers who push the boundaries of their fields of research and help society better understand and benefit from technology. I believe that TalTech is very well suited for such people, and we are therefore in a good position to fulfill our mission. I thank you very much for your attention and congratulations on the university's anniversary. Thank you to the professor, Rain Ottes. Concert part of the ceremony will be performed by our very own Tallinna University of Technology Wind Orchestra, conducted by Tarmo Kivisilla. Una Naissa's piece, Youth March, arranged for one wind instrument by Raul Söör. Please, you have the floor. Thank you to the Wind Orchestra and the conductor, Mr. Tarmo Kivisilla. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the conferral of the Honorary Doctor. And a few words about the title of Honorary Doctor. The title is given to distinguished and international recognized scientists, social or cultural figures who have contributed to enhancing the authority, diversity and Republic of Estonia and developing relationships In order to introduce the doctor honoris causa, we invite promoter, academician Margus Lokk to the stage. Honorable Rector, Honorable Rector Emeritus, dear colleagues, students and guests. I am very much honored to introduce you a fresh doctor honoris causa of our university, Professor of Chemical Reactions Engineering of Abo Academy University, Turku, Finland, Professor Tapio Salmi. I would like to give you a short overview of his academic career. Mr. Salmi defended his PhD in engineering at Faculty of Chemical Engineering, Abo Academy University, in 1986. Since then, he has been a very fruitful scientist in different fields of chemistry and technology, but his main research topics have been the chemical kinetics of different processes, catalysts, and theory of chemical reactors. He has published over 700 scientific articles, 4 university textbooks, several monographs, and chapters. And his HI index is more than 60. 64 when I last checked, but it could have been changed by now. He has supervised 72 doctor dissertations. Of course, the name or the list of awards that he has received is very long. He has been given an Order of the White Rose, first class, from the President of Finnish Republic in 2009. He has also received the Magnus Ehrnroth Prize for Chemistry in 2011 and the Yellow Rose Award for the Best Supervisor from the Student Council of the Abo Academy in 2013. And he has also received the UK Innovation Prize for mathematical modeling of microreactors in 2015. He has also received the Swedish Parliament for the promotion of Swedish language teaching in Finland in 2018. The Nobel Prize winner Virtanen's Prize in the field of chemistry in 2019, and the best supervisor of the doctorates of the Abo Academy in 2024. And I'd like to direct your attention to the fact that this distinguished scientist can also be a very good supervisor for PhD students, a supervisor that is highly esteemed by all the students. This is a very important part of the work of a researcher and scientist. From 2009 to 2013, he was appointed to academic professor position by the Academy of Finland. It can be only done once in a lifetime, but exceptionally, he was reappointed in 2019 to 2023 to the same position. This time for the research of biomass techniques and their adaptation. And this award has been also given to Mart Saarma, to our Academy's member who has been selected twice exceptionally to be a member of Academy of Finland. The broad research network and contacts network all over the world is very helpful, and this contact network is also supported by his knowledge of foreign languages. Finnish, Swedish, English, Estonian are among his languages repertoire that he managed to speak and listen fluently. Tapio Sai knows well our university. He has been accreditation international committee member at our university, so he knows very well what is good about it and where the areas of improvement are. We have been having very fruitful cooperation together with the researchers from Turku and with the Professor Salmi, and we have published co-published several articles. And W. Salvi has brought together biomass field knowledge to possible processes of changing oil shale technologies. And I do believe that this idea in principle is very good because oil shale is also biomass. Yes, true, a bit old, but still. Our successful cooperation will continue. And I believe that it also helps to the development of engineering science and chemical engineering, and we badly need it today. Let's now invite Rector Professor Dietland to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now invite Professor Tapio Salmi, the Conferral of the Honorary doctorate. Thank you to the Professor Tapio Salmi and also to all the colleagues. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the announcement of the winners of the Mente et Manu Medal of Merit. I do apologize, says the moderator, and gives the floor to Professor Tapio Salmi. Dear rectors, academicians, scientists, lecturers, students, dear friends, I have been visiting Tallinn University of Technology for over 30 years and have collaborated with the colleagues here. The beginning of my contact was even in the 1990s. Juha Kallas, a professor of Tallinn University of Technology, was visiting our industrial chemistry laboratory at Åbo Academy in Turku, Finland. Ever since Estonia regained independence, our collaboration with the Tallinn University of Technology started rapidly developing. Finnish Catalysis Association organized together with the Tallinn Technical University colleagues a common symposium, and some years later, I believe it was maybe 1994, says the speaker, we have been collaborating a lot in case of MA theses, research articles, lectures, a doctoral thesis, and very many other important spheres of academic life. My personal contacts with researchers and students at the Tallinn University of Technology, as well as to the rectors, have always been an inspiration, source of inspiration to myself as well as to Åbo Academy colleagues. I remember the email of academician Margus Lopp at the end of the year when he wrote to me that there is one idea about using chemical reactors. Do you have a reactor such and such at your lab, and can we use it? Unfortunately, I'm now on Saaremaa, the largest island of Estonia. And I replied, no problem. I am also on Saaremaa in Kuressaare, also on the same island. So we met up and we agreed that researchers from Tallinn University of Technology can come to Turku. They arrived and visited us several weeks. And the result of the experiment was very interesting. Dear friends, brothers and sisters in international research, the president of Estonia, Lennart Meri, has said that the power of all nations lies in culture. I believe that natural sciences and technology is a very important part of our culture because in our hands the future of planet lies and the green road ahead lies in our hands, and we need to also establish ecological balance. Now I spend about 1 to 2 months in Estonia per year in Saaremaa. Estonia is not a foreign country for me, it is also my home country. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Professor Tapio Salmi, and please accept my apologies for hectically going to the next topic beforehand. But ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to announce the winners of the Mente et Manu Medal of Merit. We would like to invite Rector Professor Tiit Land and Vice Rector for Research, Academician Jarek Kurnitski to the stage to present the medals. This year's Mente et Manu medals will be awarded to 6 outstanding individuals who have had significant impacts on the development of university, higher education or science through their activities. TalTech's 159th Medal of Merit is awarded to Professor Jaan Janno, a distinguished and internationally recognized mathematician and member of the editorial board of several high-level scientific journals. University's 160th Mented Manu Award will be given to a highly regarded developer in the field of production engineering and mechanics, director of the Institute of Mechanics and Industrial Engineering and program director, Professor Kristo Karjust. University's 161st Medal Mented Manu is given for project management, project administration and counseling to Marika Lundberg. TalTech's 162nd Medal of Merit Mented Manu is awarded to innovative lecturer, prominent economist, successful research supervisor, and nationally renowned expert, Professor Kadri Mängasoo. University's 163rd Medal Mented Manu is given to internationally recognized and highly regarded computer scientist, the head of TalTech's Cybercrime and Cybersecurity Center and founder of the field of cyber defense, Professor Rain Otis. TalTech's 164th Mented Manu Medal is awarded to a dedicated lecturer and program director, author of specialist textbooks, and multiple winner of the Best Lecturer Award, Mr. Heino Puna. Unfortunately, Heino Punapuu was not able to attend today's ceremony, but let's give him a big round of applause anyhow. This is the end of award medal ceremony. Thank you very much to the Vice Rector of Research, and congratulations to all of the receivers of the medal. Let us now continue with the conferral of doctoral degrees and ask the School of IT Dean Gert Järven to the stage. Tallinn University Technology confers Osin Apola.
Faria Afrin.
Faria Afrin.
Muhammad Hasan Ahmad Libyani.
Muhammad Hassan Ahmad Libyani.
Sio Aracal Beos.
Tio Aracal Beyos.
Igor Kosenko.
Igor Kotsenko.
Antonio Felipe Costa de Almeida.
Antonio Felipe Costa de Almeida.
Matthew David Ershaw.
Matthew David Earnshaw.
Muhammad Islami.
Muhammad Islam.
Simon Pierre Godon.
Simon Pierre Codon.
Eric Blake Jackson.
Eric Blake Jackson.
Diana Maria Kessler.
Anna Maria Kessler.
Ali Hassan Khan.
Ali Hassan Khan. kvaliteedijuht.
Zamba Bignomba.
Samba Bignumba.
Abiodun Emmanuel Onile.
Edun Emmanuel Onile.
Undayan Sunil Patankar.
Untayan Sunil Patankar.
Andrew James Roberts.
Andrew James Roberts.
Jakob Rostovsky.
Jakob Rostovsky.
Mahtab Sahil.
Mahtab Sahil.
Mahdi Daheri.
Mahdi Taheri.
Mihkel Tomikas.
Mihkel Tomikas.
Eli Valla.
Heli Valla.
James Yuan Van.
James Yuan Wan. It also been a round of applause to doctorates of IT faculty who could not come here today. Richard Michael Drilling III, Vahur Campus.
aitäh, professor Gert Järvenile.
Thank you to Professor Gert Järven. Let's now invite the Dean of School of Engineering, Professor Fyodor Sergeyev, to the stage. Tallinn University Technology confers the Doctors of School of Engineering. Tolgai ja Kurt. Guido Andresen. Georgei Auto. Rolando Antonio Gilbert Seguera. Oksana Koidik. Yiku.
Nazer Hasanpour.
Nazer Hasanpour. Mikk Markus Imala. Eva.
Kristo Kalve.
Risto Kalve.
Martin Kiil.
Martin Kiil.
Karli Kontson.
Karli Kontson.
Lehar Leetsaar.
Lehar Leetsaar.
Kristjan Lill.
Kristjan Lill.
Mahmoud Ibrahim Hassani
Mahmoud
Mohamed.
Ibrahim Hassani Mohamed.
Muhammad Usman Lazer.
Muhammad Usman Lazer.
Yallouli Netsi.
Yallouli Najib.
Rasul Niasmandi Pilandi.
Rasul Yazman Pilandi.
Freddy Blau.
Freddy Blau. taevas maagiline. Hiirenkumaal suklaa. Vahel. To give a big round of applause to doctoral who were not able to participate in today's ceremony. Lauri Haas, Missioneja, Erginna ja Fliik, Ciao Miguel, Carlos Omar Vizcaya Moreno, Martin Sarap, Bogdan Karatsavala, Benet Ender Uslu. Thank you to Professor Fyodor Sergeyev. For the conferral of the doctorals of the School of Science, invite Professor Andrus Salpere, the Dean, to the stage. Tallinna University of Technology confers School of Science doctors Ekaterina Ai. Barbara Bakumenko, Ideja Elberg, Lashin Khanum, lõpusendi. Andrea ja Fari. Diana Järg. Anna Lanka. Sten Miller. Arun Mishra. Jagadesh Varma Nalaparani. Joseph Paats. Siimpärt. Nele Reimert,
Leenu Reinsalu,
Leenu Reinsalu,
Kristine Rosenberg,
Kristine Rosenberg,
tunnustame ka suure aplausiga
Let's also give a big round of applause to the doctoral colleagues who were not able to attend today. Elina Josephine Tähtsi,
Ilia Kapitanov,
Ilia Kapitanov,
Margus Rätsep,
Margus Rätsep,
Samera Anant-Vipat,
Kamera Anant-Vipat.
aitäh professor Andrus
Thank you to
Solperele.
the professor Andrus Solpere.
Majandusteaduskonna doktorite
Conferral of the
promoveerimiseks
doctoral
palume nüüd
degrees
lavale
at the School of
majandusteaduskonna
Economics.
dekaan
Let's invite the
professor Mari
Dean,
Avarmaa.
Professor Mari Avarmaa, to the stage.
Tallinna Tehnikaülikool promoveerib
Tallinna University of
majandusteaduskonna
Technology
doktoreid.
confers doctoral degrees
Siina
at School of
Atari ja Varsade
Economics. Sina, Atari ja Barzadeh.
Ludmila Fadeva,
Ludmila Fadeva.
Basel Osama Saeed Ahmed Hamoda,
Adel Osama Sayed Ahmed Hamouda.
Aleksi Oskar Johannes Kajander,
Aleksi Oskar Johannes Kajander.
Azimina Kovarova,
Vladimira Kovarova. pane.
Nikiforos Sioris.
Nikiforos Sioris.
Helen Vaikmaa.
Helen Vaikmaa.
Johanna Vallistu.
Johanna Vallistu.
Tunnustame ka suure aplausiga doktoreid.
Also give a big round of applause to the doctorants who were not able to take part in today's ceremony. Tarlan Ahmadov,
Aleksander Antonov.
Alexander Antonov,
Steven Nõmmik.
Steven Nõmmik.
Head külalised. Nüüd
Ladies
on
and gentlemen,
kõigile 90
all
doktoriõppe
90
diplomid kätte
doctorates have
Suur aitäh
received their
rektorile
diplomas
ja
by now.
dekaanidele
Thank you very much to the
ning palju
rector and
õnne
to the dean,
uutele doktoritele.
and congratulations to the new PhD students.
Doktorite nimel võtab sõna
In the
doktor
name of
Elli
the
Valla.
doctor,
Palun.
Dr. Elli Valla will now take the floor.
Mul on ääretult suur au siin teie ees
I am very much honored to be
Olen
here
Tallinna
in front of you
Tehnikaülikooliga
today.
olnud seotud
I
väga
have
suure
been
osa
tied
elust.
with the Tallinn University of Technology for a large part of my life, and I remember as a fresh BA student, technical physicist, I sat here in the lecture hall and I was taking a look to the left and right. And then I was told from the stage that one of you will graduate. The statistics was not very promising, and I was hard to believe that one of the 3 people who would graduate would be me. The courses were very complicated. Coming right from high school, I did not understand how in the mathematics lectures we didn't have any numbers, but only Greek alphabet. And in the science articles, I only understood and or. The rest of the terms remained a secret. And I remember how one lecturer wrote with one hand and then erased a whiteboard with another. And in this information flow, we needed to survive. We did not give up, and luckily, I managed to end this path, and I learned mainly two things I understood. First of all, I was not the only one who had difficulties, and secondly, the ones who did not face any difficulties, who raised their hands during lectures and corrected the mistakes that lecturers made, they did their homework well. So what TalTech gave me is an understanding that success is not random. you have to invest into success. It's not about talent, it is about being concise and being dedicated and committed. So thank you to TalTech for this wonderful basis and understanding that now carries me in life. No matter how complicated a problem is, if I give much thought and investment to this, I will understand. And another worthwhile lesson was that cooperation is key. Because what gave me this wonderful path was my colleagues and my cohort. I managed to do it well. They say, you know, how they say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to reach far, go with others. So thank you very much for being on this path with me, being together with me. Research and science is also teamwork. So hereby, I would like to give much gratitude and all our respect to all of the people who came before us. Us as a fresh bunch of doctorates, we understand well, we see far, because we stand on the shoulder of previous giants. I hope that these lessons are not only unique to me, but to all the doctorates here in this hall. You have understood and you have seen these things as well. But I would like to call upon all of you, all of us, to be solutions oriented, to be also role models so that future generations could stand on our shoulders. Never give up. And thank you to TalTech. Thank you to all of the colleagues. It's time to do great deeds. So let us all take Estonia to the top of the world in all senses. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the doctoral Eli Valla. And in today's ceremony, we still need to announce Alumni of the Year. Before that, we managed to still enjoy Tallinn University of Technology's Wind Orchestra and Raimond Valve's wonderful piece of music I still remember. And conductor Diana Mäeveli, please.
aitäh puhkpilliorkestrile ja
Thank you to the
dirigent
Wind
Diana
Orchestra
Mäeväljale.
and to Diana Mäeväljale.
On aeg kuulutada
Now it
Tallinna
is time to
Tehnikaülikooli
announce the Tallinn
aastavilistlast.
University of
Ja anname
Technology's
selle sõna
Alumni of the Year.
Vilistlaskogu
We would like to
eestseisvuse
give
esimehele
the word
Robert
to
Kittile.
the Student Council and Student Alumni Council head Robert Kitt.
austatud rektor, professorid,
Honorable Rector, dear
doktorid,
professors, doctoral students, doctorates,
ja
all 90 of you, dear friends, dear family of the Technical University.
väikest sõnavõttu siin
It is very nice to be here in front of you today. And as usual, I start with
Vilistlaskogu aasta vilistlase statuudi
describing the statute of the alumni council. Point 3 says that alumni of the year will be a person who has contributed to the technical, innovation, science, or cultural field, or who has considerable services to the Tallinn University of Technology. So you can decide for yourself what is today's laureate, what have they contributed to. And so it seems that they've done a lot indeed out of this list. So alumni of the year 2025 has graduated in 1974 as electrical engineer. Engineer, I believe, is the key word there because in 2006 and 2020, they were the president of engineering union and level 8 as a licensed engineer. Administrative side in their case has been also considerable. We can say here vice minister, chancellor, vice chancellor, the counselor, etc. But alumnus of the year has also tried to always promote and support young engineers, not only at the Tallinn University of Technology, where he has also been a member of the board, but also head of council at Kehna School, as well as Tallinn High School. During his long career, being a role model, he has brought to engineering science and to TalTech a large amount of young people who today contribute to the development of Estonian energy system, holding it as well as supporting other domains. Alumnus of the year and our gratitude and recognition to today's and future engineers. Thank you very much for Estonia. Arvi Hamburg is the one to receive the title. Honorable Rector, Rector Emeritus. First of all, congratulations to this 107th anniversary of the Tallinn University of Technology, and congratulations to also all of you who have received a doctoral diploma or some other recognition today. Yes, 107 years of Tallinn University of Technology is quite a high age. The university is quite active, and actually, it is. Um, bit, I am a bit thoughtful when standing in front of you, especially when Robert said what all this person who gets this recognition has done. So I try to follow all this, and I try to be as active as I was. In general, in economics, industry, and engineering has been appreciated fields by the society, and the topics been relevant in the society. Be it an award by the Estonian president to young engineer or creation of engineering academy. And the president of the republic has said on the 20th of August, day of regaining independence, engineering has been grown out of Estonia's education and culture. This is a success story that we have seen, which means that engineering has a very broad-based basis. And also on the 29th of August, in this very hall, it was said about Tallinn University of Technology that engineering is a key aspect of Estonia's security as well as culture preservation. So these are big words which should give us all a lot of food for thought. What would I like to wish us all is that this engineering learning path that you have started at the University of Technology or continued elsewhere, that this learning path would cover whole lifeline of this engineering career, which means that in order to develop further, we need to develop ourselves to be architect of our own future. So we need to be critically creative as well as sustainable in our activities. So the qualification of an engineer should be in their knowledge, skills, and responsibility. So this all has to be a symbiosis, which means being prepared in case of knowledge, research, and professional. When we work for achieving all these things throughout our lifetime, our future could be even better than it is today. So, what can we say about the university? The university is doing well. If we see even the number of students admitted, or the activities at Eurotech Network, or all those schools which have been established, I see these as real success stories. And again, the rector, in his inaugural speech, said what our goal will be like. A small state technical university cannot afford being just usual. We need to be smarter, faster, and compete with being smart. So being smart, I believe, is what has brought us to the University of Technology, has kept us here, and will take us further from here. And the university, I would like to wish that the University of Technology could be providing for the sustainability of technical culture and being also the promoter and supporter of engineering sciences in the society. So one of the main functions that is also written down in the Tallinn University of Technology Act is that we are responsible for all technology and engineering studies. We can bear this responsibility only together with all the support structures, with all the institutes and schools, and we also need more collaboration between different universities to achieve this. But I believe that the potential is there. and again quoting the President of the Republic,
kogu rektoraadile ütles ta järgmist, et
who have said
ülikooli täitmine
that
on kui nähtamatu niit.
fulfilling the mission of the university is like an invisible thread which ties together the scientists, lecturers, and students from different generations. So let's respect all these people who have created the university, has developed it, and it's developed its values, all the academic potential that we have between these walls and also externally, its enviable potential. So after this today's ceremony, I have another wish. It would be great if at least 50% of the doctorates of today would bring their knowledge and would keep their knowledge here in Estonia. This definitely would be
tulemus või veel lihtsamalt
a
öeldes,
very great result for us
minu
all.
doktor
Or to put it perhaps more simply, Honorary Dr. Salmi would say, he said that his second home is in Estonia. I hope that today's doctorates also see their second home as Estonia. Intet Manu, and long live the University of Technology.
aitäh Robert Kitile ja
Thank
palju
you to
õnne
Robert
Arvi
Kipp and
Amborgile.
congratulations Arvi Amborg once again.
Head külalised,
Dear
aktus
guests,
lõpeb Gaudeamuse
our festive
laulmise ja
ceremony
lippude
will end with
väljaviimisega.
singing
Palun
Gaudeamus
saalist
and
lahkuda
taking
pidulikult
out the
lippude
flags.
järel.
Please leave the hall very festively after the flags have been carried out.